Forsyth County, Georgia, November 8, 1970. A close-knit community changed forever on this day. 5 die at Sugar Hill Crossing, county's worst tragedy ever? Will more lives end on Sugar Hill tracks? A train wreck killing 5 teenage girls, forever changing the community. What exactly happened? To better understand, we spoke with some friends and family who remember this day.
So, what's your name?
Kim Knuckles Davis.
And what high school did you attend?
It's Forsyth County High School.
What year did you graduate?
1973. 219 people graduated.
Now, you've seen a lot of growth in Forsyth County, so how was it like growing up here? And how has things changed? What has changed?
And everything's changed, everything. A lot of growth.
What were your interests and involvement in high school growing up?
I was on the yearbook staff, and I helped do the yearbook.
Then, on November 8, 1970, everything changed. In a world without social media, news of the tragedy began slowly spreading by word of mouth.
Well, Patricia, one of them was in my class, and then her sister was in the next class above us. And like I said, we were sophomores when all that happened, or I was a sophomore when all that happened. But remember on that Sunday afternoon, word got out that there were several girls killed over there from Forsyth County. And it was just a terrible, terrible day. And then come Monday, we all went back to school, and then we found out who they were, and you just can't imagine how everybody felt.
And what was it like growing up with them? What was their personality like? So I know you grew up with Patricia and her. So maybe who was she like, and how was the family like?
She was just a wonderful girl. She played basketball. She's always very nice to everybody and very athletic, and everybody just liked her, and all of them really. They were from ages 14 to 17, but they were just really good, close girls and did everything together, but they were really nice. Patricia's older sister, she played basketball also, so they were all very, very athletic. And that's how they kind of stayed in that system. And Christy Martin was a cheerleader, so she was, right there with all of them.
Where were you when you heard about the accident? I know you talked a little bit about it, but do you remember where you were? And
I had just left church, and we heard, everybody was just, I don't remember where I was, but we had left church, and when we got home, one of my friends called to tell me that there had been an accident and all these girls were killed, but we really wasn't sure exactly which ones at the time. But it was just all the buzz around Forsyth County. Who are they? What happened? It was on a Sunday afternoon when that happened.
How did you feel hearing this tragic news?
It was just, I don't know. It just felt like we had lost a lot of people instead of the 5, But that same year, we lost 5 more people in our class at different things. It just seems like we wanted that year to be over with because it had just been such a tragedy.
The community was deeply impacted by the accident and came together to grieve, comfort, and support one another during this time of loss.
I wouldn't even go by that place. Used to would go over there that way to go to Buford, but I never went by it again, never.
Did you go to the funeral or memorial service at the school or the funeral service?
Went to the memorial service, but it was so many people, But all the students really wanted to be there, you could tell, and be helpful and do whatever we needed to do, but it was a very sad day.
4 of the 5 girls are buried at Sawney View Cemetery. Linda and Patricia Holtzclaw are buried next to each other, and their cousin Peggy Daniel and friend Christy Martin lie separately. Kathy Holtzclaw is buried at Oak Grove Baptist Church with the rest of her family.
One Sunday afternoon, me and my sister Kathy and my cousins Linda, Patricia, we called her Tricia, and Peggy and our friend Christy decided to go visit a friend in Jefferson. Linda could drive. As we were leaving, my boyfriend, he called because we had been in a fuss, and while I was on the phone with him, the girls left without me. Back then, railroad crossings didn't have crossing bars, and in traffic, their car happened to be the one stopped directly on the track. They said the train was traveling at 55 miles per hour when it struck their car. Everyone in the car was killed. I remember my family working with lawmakers to improve train crossings, and eventually they constructed a bridge over the tracks in Sugar Hill, and that bridge is still in use today. I still live on our family property and manage a farm with my kids. I still don't understand why God chose to spare me.